Man, welcome back to another episode of Coaching Up, man. We're just gonna get it back on that coaching thing. We want to take care of the task at hand, and that is today, Coached Up David Layden and Jesse James West. They're doing prescribing a deadlift PRs, off-day shenanigans from David Layden's channel. Go check it out. David Layden has basically been off for a long time because of the current situation. I don't want to say that word because if you do, you get demonetized. So Jesse James is giving a little visit, and they're gonna do a PR today and train back and arms. So I'm gonna go through this and use this as an opportunity again to coach again. The reason why I coach one-on-one and keep that as something important to me is because it's gonna help me keep my skill up when it comes to coaching. So I'm not just here telling you guys, do this, do this. I'm actually with clients getting, feedback from them as to what kind of cues work for them. That's how I get my cues. That's how I get things to be super simple and easy because I get to practice that on daily with different types of people. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to kind of give you guys a better understanding of how we can actually optimize this type of training. So these guys are doing deadlifts, pull downs, rows, and so forth. So we're gonna go over that. I'm gonna go over some things that you can actually make your deadlifts better. When it comes to deadlifting, in order to, build muscle, do you need to do it? You do not, but it's a good exercise to do. Now, you don't need to load up as much to do a PR. I don't really recommend anybody do a PR unless you are training to do one for a powerlifting meet. But if you're not, don't recommend it. If you're just trying to build muscle again, guys, we do not need to do that much. But if you are, let me help you out. Make sure that you guys on your journey to going there, we can stay injury preventive. Let's train harder than last time, but smarter than last time as well too. And go.
Itch to drastically increase his deadlift because the most he's ever gotten, I believe he said, was 5 plates for 2 reps.
Yes, sir. What is that, 485 or 495?
495.
Okay.
So basically right now, Jesse is up here. Last time they worked out together, he did 485, 495, whatever, and he's gonna go for more today. So he's going for how much? A 545 for one. So guys, to remind you guys, when you're warming up, think of this. When you practice like you play like you practice. So if you practice like shit, you're gonna play like shit. So if you practice wrong, you're gonna perform wrong. So let's make sure we're going over those cues and stuff properly so when we do the actual working sets, we're already doing it right. Okay, so he's warming up with 2 plates, guys. So again, when we're pushing out, guys, make sure, you can see from the side view, we have that flex in the spine. Okay, guys, I wanna go over something right away for you guys so you guys understand what I'm talking when I talk about a brace. When I talk about engaging your core, or it's when I talk about keeping your back straight, here's the thing I'm talking about. So when we are actually in our deadlift position, whether we're in sumo or conventional, remember, our spine does not change its orientation at all. So if we have a good spine like this, like I'm walking straight, if we have a good spine like this and I'm straight, that's how my curvature of my spine should be. So when I get into any position, whether it's a deadlift or sumo, conventional, squat, barbell curl, bench press, my back should stay relatively the same like this. So when we're in our position, in our sumo position, even though when we're say sumo or conventional, when I talk about engage your core, here's a couple things you guys can use. Let's just say, everything's set up already from the ground up. Remember, we're hinging back, so we're hinging our butt back, keeping over the weight, keeping our chest over the bar. When we grab the bar, people forget the last thing to do is engage in the lats. So they'll do this and lift up, and then they have this kind of back curvature like this when they come up. How do we engage our lats in this position? Here's a pretty easy one. Pretend someone's trying to tickle your armpits. You're trying to don't take my armpits. It works, trust me. It's not a bad cue, but try that. So basically this motion here is gonna is basically shoulder depression. So we keep this brace from here. From that position here, we're strong and tight, pushing to the floor long. So when we stand up, we keep that nice strong spine. What this does is it helps strengthen and stabilize our T-spine. When we're deadlifting, we wanna keep our T-spine straight. Our T-spine is this guy right here, right? We got 7 C-spines, so cervical spines, so basically your neck here, 7 here. We got 12 T-spine, and we got 5 lumbar. So that T-spine basically goes like from here all the way down to like here. So we want to engage all these muscles, erectors, lats, to ensure that when we move and we're picking the weight up, the weight doesn't fold us forward. So if we don't do this from the start, we're gonna have this kind of like gap here, and we pull. No matter how strong your back is, we're gonna get that curvature in their back. So remember that little cue. Think about someone trying to tickle your armpit, you're pulling them back. If you don't really understand how to do shoulder depression, if you don't know how to do shoulder depression, which is basically engaging your lats. Anyway, let's continue to watch this and critique as we go. We have a good angle here. He's pushing, and right away, you can see the lats are not engaged. You can see a little gap between his arms. Pull that thing down. Push into that when you pull up. You can see even better from the side here when he's using his We go from the side, you see that right away. You see it strain in his back. Do not do this. It's fine and dandy to do all this stuff. It's good to be strong. It's awesome. I know it's amazing. You know, if you guys got YouTube channels, it's gonna get a lot of views. Great. When we lift this, I don't care how strong you are. I don't care how strong your legs are. If we can't brace the weight from our torso, we're gonna fold and eventually you're gonna hurt your back. I don't care how much you're gonna lift, guys. From the start, think about your form. Kudos to him for being strong enough, but when we're watching this weight and we're watching it go, you know what I mean? Let's watch this set. Right now, here's what happens. Here's why people get hurt. So here we go. The brace is broke. His brace is gone. You can see, let's just run it back, run it back. This is it, run it back, right? We're gonna pause that bad boy right there. Now, if we look at this, we can see that his triceps and his delts are firing up because they're getting pulled forward. If I grab this bench like this and just pull without doing, you see that, my shoulder? That's what's happening. That combined with your back not being engaged gets all this. And that sends a chain reaction all the way down to your back that he can't get his hips under that weight to pull this weight up. He is stuck. Plus his knees and back in this position are in no way, shape, or form gonna lift this weight whatsoever. Here's the thing. This isn't gonna injure him today. This is gonna injure him down the road when he keeps doing this. I'm not wishing him bad luck. I'm just saying, what happens if you do things wrong? Johnny will tell you what happens if you do things wrong. I am now training so preventative because of all the dumb shit I did wrong when I was younger. I couldn't even imagine if I had Instagram. Oh my God. Guys, I'm warning you. I'm helping you guys and warning you. Ain't shit on the dude. I'm telling you, he's doing it wrong. He's doing a deadlift, but he's not doing one correctly and failed, right?
It's like you purposely paused on the top just for the sake of pausing.
You go down 10 pounds after you do it.
So I think he went down a way. He went down some weight, which is smart. He went down, and let's see it again.
Get it up. Up, lock it, lock.
Can't.
Lean back,
Can't.
lock it out, drive it.
Cannot.
Drive it through,
Right?
lock it out, come on.
Okay.
There we go.
Here's my thing, and I talk to all my athletes, all my clients, every single time when they lift anything. If you fail perfectly. What does that mean when you fail? I hope you can get this video. I got a video I did, and it's actually on YouTube. There's a video I did when I basically tried, I think 5 plates, whatever, or 5 or 6, whatever. And I was sumoing, and it didn't get up. I tried 3-4 times and finally got it up. It came up, and I kept my brace the entire time. Every other time I couldn't get it up, my brace wasn't set properly. I wasn't under the weight. So when I say fail, right, I would rather have had him do his set, get down there and be like this, and be like, oh, I can't get it. Then roll it back. Here we go. I did it. Yo, how many times do you see that? That's not a deadlift. I'm sorry, he attempted a deadlift, but at the end of that, that's like a lumbar crusher or something. That's just like, that's like a, I don't care about my back anymore lift, or make it look like Mr. Burns rest of your life lifts, like just sitting like this rest of your life. What happened to you? I was trying my warm-up max. Excellent. Like, that's what you'll look like after doing lifts like that. If you can't get the weight up, fail properly, fail correctly. Don't fail looking like you're an exorcism's happening here. Got it. All right, let's continue. Okay, so we're on to some pull downs. So cool. Here's one thing I really want to get you guys to understand when it comes to pull downs. Now, anything you do pulling from this way is gonna help you go this way. Now, any rows that you're doing like this, any kind of horizontal rows, you're gonna work more thickness. When we're in a bent over position, we're still working that thickness because now we're putting more of a force load from it hanging this way and then forcing more contractions and stability in our posterior chain from being in a position this way. Now, when we do actual pull downs, what's the proper way to do pull downs? I'm picky for a reason. Here's the reason, guys. The fastest point from A to B is a straight line, right? Okay, cool. The fastest point in building muscle is basically good form. Good form is your straight line. So the more straight we can keep our form, the faster we'll get to our goals, or more efficient. So being off is like kind of doing this kind of stuff on the way to getting a bigger back when you can just kind of take that roll like this. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do an actual pull down. All right, so when we're doing a pull down, what we want is full range of motion. We want to have our lats be in the greatest stretching point to pull our humerus down, basically our arm bone, okay? So your lat attaches basically to here, touches all down here on your rib cages, comes all the way down and touches on your iliac crest or like your hip bone. And it helps you pull your body up this way, and it helps do this. So the whole thing helps do this. So when we put it in the greatest stretch position, what we're doing is we want to make sure our hands stay overhead. Now, for you guys, I want you guys to think about when you're doing lift, the opposite movement of the lift, you should perform the same way. So think about it this way. At the top of the pull-up, I should look like an overhead press. At the bottom of the pull, I should look like a pull-up. When I'm going back up, I should be forcing it like an overhead press. I just have weight pulling me back up. So what do I mean by that? Here's my overhead press. Shoulders are here. Now I want to already have shoulder depression, which is this, and my arms by my head, right? Now back, chest is up, engaging my core. I'm not hyperextending like this and waiting back like this, because when you guys pull, sometimes you guys pull and do this, and our arms come backwards. We're basically in that point almost doing a horizontal row. Even though we're coming from the top and coming back this way, we're not getting the greatest amount of stretch from that stretch position. So we don't want to go from here, and even if you have a bar, we should be from here to here. There's a bigger difference between being here and here. Now again, for you guys that are bodybuilders, to help you guys out even more when it comes to actually like, you know, how does this translate to my posing? Even for guys who aren't bodybuilding, we want to externally rotate here at the shoulder so we can really pull and force that load onto our lats. So when we're pulling down, in order to achieve that elbow or your hands to be more closer to the side, we have to do internal, external rotation. See the difference between my back, between this and this, this and this. If I'm posing, I'm doing this. If I'm not posing, I'm doing this. Elbows are here, so over this side. So pulling up and down, up and down. And again, engaging your core so we're not doing this and pulling back. We don't need to yank back and do this because we lose that range of motion. We want a little bit of a pull at the hips so we can get here, and pulling back. Elbows are going to come closer to the side of the body, not pulling back. Think about your elbows going straight to the floor as much as you can. So let's just watch him again. So just want to see, like, he's got great form, but you want to pull it right to the top, right down there, and think about pushing back up like you're doing a pull, like you're doing over a press, pulling down and pushing up. You can see my shoulder doesn't do this. I don't lose my neck in my shoulders. I want to be here, pull my shoulders down already, from here to here. So let's watch. Right, he has the overhead press part here. Let me show you guys, right there. Right there is where you slightly want to be. You still want to have shoulder depression. What does that do, guys? It keeps tension on the lats. Once I do this and let my arms go up, I now loosened it. If I pull down already, if I pull this muscle down and stretch this up, I'm stretching that muscle hard. If I'm doing this, I let it relax. So I want to keep it down when I'm here and here. All right, let's keep moving on. Good. And, you know, and this is really good to actually watch from the back, because I like watching people do, you know, curls and stuff from the back, because you can see if they're engaging that posterior chain to help them. Sometimes when we lift and we're doing stuff like bicep curls, you know, triceps, we forget that our posterior chain and the ground or posterior chain is everything there to help us with having leverage, momentum, stability, all from there. So we have to think of engaging those lats always when we pull. So pretty simple, guys. If I'm gonna sit again, if I'm doing a dumbbell curl and I'm here, I wanna be here. So when I pull the weight up, it stays like this. And if I don't, most of the time when people curl, they do this, and then when they curl, this helps pull the weight up, and they do this kind of stuff. Again, we wanna put the most force and tension onto our bicep. We wanna keep the load there. So right now, gravity's pushing this weight down this way. It's not doing anything for my bicep, doing a lot more for my shoulder. So I wanna have my lats already engaged, and then a little more of a tilt this way. Now there's weight on my bicep. From there, on the way down, from here, if you see the angle of my arm, there's constant tension in that angle. I don't wanna be back here and the elbows back like this and then doing this kind of stuff or just pulling up. We wanna force those lats engaged, shoulder depression, chest up, engage that core. So we're pulling the weight. We can pull from here and down, here and down. Anyway, guys, so that is that, guys. I thought I would take an opportunity to use that video to give you guys some tips on what to do and what not to do during certain lifts. Hope you liked the video, guys. If you did, man, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share the video. You know I'm gonna come with that tell like it is, transparent truth. And for coaching, guys, johnsheep.com. If you guys wanna know what coaching is all about, you can book a 15 or 30-minute consultation, guys. At the end of that consultation, if you wanna go with coaching, I deduct the price of the consult off any package that you pick. Follow me on Instagram at _JohnShave_ man. You guys are giving me a lot of DMs. I'm getting through them as much as I can. So thank you guys. I'm seeing all the love, man. It's like, it's inspiring, it's motivating, guys. So mad appreciate it, guys. You guys are really, really killing it here, man. Check out my gym at Impact Fitness 56. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.